Welcome to another retail battle. This is a heavyweight battle between the world's largest independent bookstore and the world's largest chain bookstore. Which one are you browsing at? On the left is Powell's City of Books in downtown Portland, Oregon, filmed in the summer of 2026. On the right is Barnes & Noble bookstore in Woodinville, Washington, filmed in the spring of 2026. Note that I have increased the speed of the video on the left because the Powell's location is about 3 times as big. In fact, Powell's is so massive that it is literally a labyrinth that you can wander around and get lost in. That's part of the appeal, and I'll talk more about that later. Focus on the right side. This is a great shared space, the intersection of knowledge and fuel. Inviting, gives off productivity vibes. You can expect this kind of space alongside a Starbucks cafe at almost every Barnes & Noble. Coming up on the left, you will see Powell's attached coffee shop, the Gilder Cafe. Not as attached, but this looks like a chill spot to dive into a new book on a rainy day. Powell's was originally founded in 1970 in Chicago, Illinois. It moved to Portland, Oregon shortly thereafter in 1971. Barnes & Noble dates back to 1873, when Charles M. Barnes started a bookstore from his home in Wheaton, Illinois. One major difference is that Powell's has a book buying counter right here. They buy an estimated 3,000 books a day to keep their massive store stocked. They are one of the first, if not the first, bookseller to sell used books on their shelves right alongside new ones. They also have been selling books online for longer than most bookstores, and even longer than retail giant Amazon. Back to the massive size of these stores. Powell's City of Books is a huge 3-story warehouse that takes up an entire city block. They've color-coded each of the 9 rooms of their store to help wanderers navigate through the maze. These colored stairs indicate that we are in the Rose Room, and this door leads to the Green Room, which includes new arrivals, best sellers, and souvenirs. A typical Barnes & Noble store is only about a third the size of Powell's. But what they lack in size, they more than make up for in reach. Barnes & Noble operates over 600 stores across all 50 of the United States, adding 60 new stores in 2026. They recently redesigned their store layouts to clustered alcoves, hoping to slow your pace and bring a sense of cozy home library wandering. On the right, Barnes & Noble still dedicates a large amount of floor space to music and pop culture lovers. I love these peeks of the streets of downtown Portland through these huge windows in the exposed warehouse structure. Here inside, I'm safe from all that bustle. Powell's transcends the traditional bookstore. It's a downtown oasis, and I would recommend it as a tourist destination to any book lover. Barnes & Noble is a reliable suburban sanctuary. You can easily escape a rainy afternoon in here. The showroom quality displays of pristine books are a pleasure to browse, and parking is much easier. Coming up here on the left, you will see that Powell's regularly hosts reading events. Powell's leans into radical local author spotlights, eclectic poetry readings, and massive block-wide release parties. Barnes & Noble heavily pushes structured national book clubs, Saturday children's story times, and organized cozy lifestyle meetups. Coming up on the left is Powell's Rare Book Room. It's a secure room with a regulated process to be able to visit inside, but the room is closed during the evening when I was there, so I was not able to go in. Inside, they have autographed first editions, historic volumes, and some books valued at up to $40,000. Barnes & Noble counters the Rare Book Room with its beautifully bound, leatherette, collectible editions alcove, making classic literature look expensive for just $20 or $30. I hope you enjoyed these tours of the world's largest independent bookstore and the world's largest chain bookstore. Join the conversation in the comments below and let me know which one you would rather browse around in. Subscribe for more retail battles. Thanks for watching.